if all goes to plan, this video is coming out on the first weekend of December, and I am thinking I'm going to try a little bit of a Vlogmas series this year. So hopefully I will manage to make 3 videos in December to coincide with each weekend, and it'll be kind of like a Vlogmas except for with way less stress. So I want to start with getting me and everyone else viewing this into the holiday spirit. I love seeing Christmas decorations. And well, there are quite a few in this house. I personally own maybe 1. This year, I wanted to make at least 1 more Christmas decoration. I don't think it would be very productive for the environment if I were to go out and buy a bunch of Christmas decorations brand new from a store, especially when I have so many craft supplies. It's been a problem for years. I've grown up with a craft hoard, basically. And even when I try downsizing it, it takes up a lot of space. My main priority is I got this from like a garage sale, miniature Christmas lights. So this is the base of what I'm starting the plan for this Christmas decor, because I don't even know what I'm gonna make. But I want something that I can use year after year as a decoration. I'm thinking so far of doing a whole entire holiday themed scene of some kind. So I really like miniatures and miniature houses, and I don't think I'm going to formally build one here, but I'm gonna take that as inspiration. So instead of measuring everything out and like following exactly standards of miniature houses, I'm just going to make some sort of diorama or something. And I have this wooden box, which of course I've used it to store a bunch of the craft supplies that I might be using. So when I was thinking about it, I think the one that I was most interested in would to be kind of doing a cozy coffee shop, which I would like, but I'm looking at the stuff that I have. First of all, this, and then another thing that I have a lot of that I'm like, I'm sure I bought these pipe cleaners where I probably wanted to use 1 or 2 silver pipe cleaners, and now I have so many. That's kind of it. I have a few more black pipe cleaners here, 1 singular green, so I might use that as tinsel, and then 3 white ones. So I was thinking there are tutorials on YouTube to make Christmas trees with pipe cleaners, so I could start with a silver Christmas tree. I've beads for centuries. I have multiple containers of random assorted beads. I have things like this. This is blue wire and it's shiny. I'm like, that could be Christmassy. Unlimited ribbon, basically unlimited fabric. If you know from my other YouTube video and my cosplay blog, I make costumes as well. I have things like origami paper that I can like, I was looking at this, I'm like, I could use that as like a tabletop if I wanted to go the cafe route. I also have a bunch of these tiny beads and in a couple colors. I have blue. I was gonna use these for my Laguna Blue cosplay. I wanted to actually bead the hoodie, but I never got around to that. I think what I'm gonna start with is drawing out a couple ideas. So far, I've drawn out 4 rectangles. This is probably where I'm going to plan out what I want to do. The thing is, if I do the pipe cleaner Christmas tree, I'm worried that it'll take up like almost a third of the area. I'm kind of interested in doing that. My main priority is, for one, exclusively using craft supplies. I don't want to buy anything new. I have more than enough items here. And I want to at least use these. Sorry. This is actually, holding this is so adorable, honestly. That is quite long. Which that's a lot. We might not even use all of this. And I have 2 weeks to do it, but only 1 full weekend. And then this weekend I have a couple hours to work on it. So I'm definitely going to start it this weekend and then work on it throughout my week. I want to get this video done, ideally by December 6th. I did some drawings. I'm still not sure which concept I want to go with, but I will walk you guys through. I made 4 designs. I was thinking an outdoor scene. So it would be, the base would be quite a lot of snowy ground. And I'd want to try and do one of those like illusion paths. I guess, what is it, like stage shows would do it, where it's kind of so that you try and make, because I only have like 2 inches of depth. So try and make it an illusion of more depth. I do have a large photograph from an old calendar that has a snowy scene, and so it's a snowy forest, and it's got like a red bridge going over the water in the background. I could use that as the background, and then I would want to do like a lot of snow, and I would have the Christmas lights going through all of it, and it would include me having not only the silver Christmas tree, but also I might be able to make a small green Christmas tree with the singular green pipe cleaner. I don't know if that's possible, because I still want to use that blue wire. And I could try and sculpt a reindeer, like Christmas decorations that are reindeer but all lit up, like there's some in Animal Crossing. So this blue wire, and then I'd have like tiny beads as well, which I don't know if the wire would be able to go through or if I would have to glue them on or glue them in, but I'm like, that could be like a nice Christmassy light. If I use a calendar background, that's a photograph, and so then on the sides coming out, I would have to be able to match that by painting it. Like, I know how to use paints, but I'm not very good at doing realistic painting, so it would be quite different. Could be cute, but it would definitely be an artistic style, and I don't know if that's exactly what I'm feeling right now, although I do really like this idea. This next one I did try out like a coffee shop idea. So I would have the tree in the center, but I felt with this one that there was like way too much wall space, because it's like, when I think of coffee shops, I'm normally thinking like tables, chairs, the cash register, but I'm like, I'm sure I could do something fun up here as well. But at least they have the menu board, and the menu board I could have so much fun with. And I did see online like a few like chalkboard designs. I could do like a little like wintry something on the chalkboard. Then yeah, I'm not sure how Christmassy these chairs are gonna be. Even if I make like a peppermint mocha lid off, whipped cream, and then like bits of like red glitter, like I don't know if that would really be very Christmassy. I would have to be basically hand making an espresso machine and a coffee maker, and if I want to make a cash register or anything like that. I'm trying to see what I can use, especially things that are specifically Christmassy. Ooh, I could make a snowman if I'm forgetting. I'm like, I have pom-poms, and I'm now noticing there's like white pom-poms. Next one, I could do a spooky old castle vibe of a vampire that celebrates a festive winter holiday. So then again, would be the same silver Christmas tree. And then I was thinking like a nice, cool, old stone fireplace. And then I love the old style, like elegant wallpaper with like one solid dark color and then like a really like fancy floral design that like repeats, but it's like the design is like this big and it just keeps repeating. And since it's like diamond shaped of floral design, and then so that it fits. If I do it, I'll show you. If I do like a vampire style, like it would make sense to do the walls as red, but this is my pile of shame for acrylic paint. So most of my acrylic paint are in small bottles. I don't use my acrylic paints too often, but I had a homework assignment in art class one time that was on a huge canvas, and I was like, oh, I don't know how much paint I'm gonna need for a huge canvas. So I bought way too much of these two colors, and then with the white, it's fine because I do actually go through white. So when I ran out of my white acrylic paint in my other set that was all standard sizes, I did get a larger acrylic paint. So this one's mostly fine, but also like it's still full up to here. I don't think I'm going to use this paint at all for this project. If anyone IRL, if any mutuals need hot pink paint for anything, let me know. I have more than enough forever. On probably most of these, the wall might end up being this color just because this is like the main color that I have. So creativity on max, just using green. So green wallpaper, but fancy design. Here I was thinking red ribbons going along and then having like ornaments mixed with evergreen plant leaves. The one thing I would have to like make a cool spooky ornate chair, but since I'm like, I have fabric like this, and then also have basically the same thing, like this is the like Christmas ribbon that I have way too much of. But yeah, so I would have to make the chair myself. And then also same with, I was thinking I could put a little bat topper on top of the tree. That could be cute and fun, but it would still have the standard mini Christmas lights that I want to put up anyway. Because I'm thinking a festive vampire that it's like I'm gonna lean kind of spooky coloring, but also they enjoy the holiday enough that they're not like tied down to the aesthetic of spookiness. And I don't fully remember, I think this is from a Barbie playset, which since I had it ever since I was very young, every single piece of it has been separated and half of it's lost. Like, I wouldn't be able to sell the set as like a collector's item, but if you recognize it, don't flame me, because if I do the vampire location, this would probably be on the mantelpiece, and I would probably paint it black and then the candles to be red. This one would be just like a modern or like within the last 20 years style home, like Christmas movies, the living room, the stockings on the fireplace. I could have like a festive painting. I have like a wreath idea. And then I was thinking, I saw like, basically I just saw an image of like a staircase that like curls slightly, and then having the tree with the staircase. But the thing is, I don't think I'm in the mood to build a staircase. So I'm not fully sold on that, but I'm like, if I wanted to do any other like classic Christmas, the thing is that it's like, if I do like most classic Christmas living rooms, like the tree would just be the centerpiece. Having, yeah, just a miniature living room in our living room, especially if it ends up that this hypothetical Christmassy living room ends up looking better than our own. I don't know if I'm really willing to commit to that. So I'm not fully on that idea either. So I think I'm not interested in doing a living room. I think that's where I'm leaning the most, like a modern day living room. I love the vampire idea, and I do want this to be kind of a fun, unique decoration. But I also really like the outdoors. I'm like, I want to attempt to make a reindeer out of wire, but also, do I want to try and make that with a 2-week deadline, or do I want to try and make that another time? I'm not sure yet. So what I'm going to do is today I'm going to make the Christmas tree. I'm going to make a silver Christmas tree using the pipe cleaner tutorials on YouTube. I'll probably link whichever one I use down below. Probably by the end of the day, I'll decide which one I'm making, and then if so, I'll do at least the first base coat of paint for the background. So yeah, now that you are up to date, I will start working on this project. This is my progress so far. I still do have plenty more pipe cleaners, but I'm going to start with these just because I don't want to cut them all up if I don't end up using them all. I finally finished the tree, and I definitely needed all of the pipe cleaners by the end of it, but I do wish I had done tighter spacing because you can see the paper underneath still. I'm thinking the ornaments will cover that up somewhat. I do like how it looks though, and it's already making me feel a little festive. I found a very tree stump textured packing peanut in my craft supplies, and I thought I could paint it silver, but I did not expect it to react to the acrylic paint. It's kind of hard to see it on video, but the styrofoam was shrinking or melting as it reacted with the acrylic paint. While I was thinking it could still work as I was painting it, by the time it dried, the peanut had shriveled up even more. Instead, I found a cardboard roll that was a good size, and I painted that to look like silver tree bark. Like most of my supplies, I have no idea where this came from, but it's thin cardboard with a granite-looking print on one side. The floor was the one thing I did math for on this project, and I used a ruler to measure out all of the pieces. Now I had to design my wallpaper. Even my pencil sketch was uneven, so I decided to make a stamp to make the pattern a little more uniform. The inspiration was a poinsettia flower and holly leaves, and I am not taking feedback. I also tried designing a snowflake, and it ended up looking like a virus, so I had to scrap that idea. Here is the stamp made from tape and craft foam. I was a little nervous to try it on the actual project because my test run here did not go well. Doing the wallpaper was a huge trust the process moment because it looked awful until I had filled in every single section, and now I love how it turned out. I've made some progress. It looks like I need to paint more of the wall, but I built the fireplace. This hole is for the candelabra because the vase is way too big. This is what happens when you don't make everything to scale, by the way. It's gonna sit like that. I also painted the outside. Weirdly, I got inspiration from a set of nails on Pinterest. Here's the progress. I started painting the fireplace, and then I used a fine liner for the stones. I think it's finally time to assemble everything. Since I've made all of the parts separately, I haven't been feeling like I've been making much progress at all on this project. but I think I'm finally almost done because all I have to do is just glue everything in. Here is everything without the tree. It is already feeling so magical. Final reveal. You can admire the exterior. I still love this. Even like the interplay with this is like a metallic silver and then the matte red. Here we have the final reveal. Don't think I got a shot of the tree trunk, so this is a cardboard roll, and this is how I ended up painting it silver with white lines to add texture. And you can see ornaments and the Christmas lights on the tree. And then yes, I can put things here. I will do that in the final reveal shots. There were a few details that I was interested in doing that I ended up not having time to do. Like I did like the idea if I would like paint stars on the ceiling, but honestly I think this is fine, especially when it's going to be displayed. You won't be able to see underneath. I ended up not doing the chair from my initial plan because of time constraints, but that does give me a little space where I can put anything I want. I have these blind box Pokemon, and both of them look so cute, even though they're not to scale, so they're like slightly small for the space. I love it, and I think that Jolteon will be very cozy this December. Thank you for watching my first Vlogmas video. I'm hoping to at least make one more vlog this month, and I might be able to make two, but we will see, and I'll see what vlogs I'm happy with. But I'm really enjoying this, and I am already now in a more festive spirit. Stay tuned, make sure to subscribe. I hope I inspired you to make a Christmas decoration of some kind this year. If this does end up being my last video of the year, thank you everyone for watching. Next year I'll probably be making more cosplay videos. Some of my cos plans so far are Alice from Alice Madness Returns. I want to finish up my Deltarune Elnina cosplay. And then I've been wanting to make this for a while, but I haven't started yet, but I do want to make a Hatsune Miku costume. So I think those will be the next ones possibly that I may or may not vlog. Bye, hope you're enjoying the holiday season.